Madam Speaker, with all due respect to my colleague, the sponsor of this legislation that would provide certain state grants to undocumented students, I respectfully disagree and urge the body to vote against it. The bill doesn't make sense from a fiscal perspective, and it doesn't make sense from a fairness perspective. From a fiscal perspective, we heard that the cost estimate on this is in the $4 million range. We have estimates that say it would be almost $13 million to implement this new aspect of these existing programs. It's an addition of money that we simply don't have. The governor came to this chamber and told the entire state of New Jersey that we can't pay our bills. We can't make our pension payments. The debt's spiraling out of control. That system's in jeopardy. We can't meet the obligations we already have. And as a matter of fact, the governor came here and told us that he wants to raise our taxes $1.7 billion starting in July just to make ends meet and to meet all these new spending demands that we have. He wants to raise our income tax, our sales tax, taxes on businesses. He tells us we're broke and he needs more of our money, and then new proposals to spend our money come forward on this floor. It's take, 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 and then spend, 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 and there's got to be an end to it. And the sponsor makes a point that this might make economic sense, that if we invest in some residents of the state that we'll get our money back. Well, then why don't we just make it free for everybody? I guess that's what the governor's trying to say, isn't he? Heck, we'll give everybody a PhD. We'll send everybody to med school for free. We'll send anybody for law school for free because the money will eventually come back. No. Investment is that euphemism that liberals are using for just more government spending. And that's what this is, more government spending. And so, Madam Speaker, I would say that this, from a fiscal perspective, doesn't make sense for the state. But from a fairness perspective, it doesn't make any sense either. I mean, this bill obviously takes away financial aid that would be available to citizens of the United States and gives it to people who are not citizens of the United States. Whether they're not citizens through their own fault or somebody else's fault, they're not citizens. So treating non-citizens better than citizens, I think, is fundamentally wrong. Now, there are citizens of the United States who would love to get a tag grant to come to Rutgers who might live on the other side of the Delaware River. Why should they be treated worse than a non-citizen here in the state? And that citizen on the other side of the Delaware River who would love to come to Rutgers and maybe get a tag grant might have served in the United States Army or the Navy. Maybe their parents did, served this country. And yet we're going to treat non-citizens better than those citizens. Madam Speaker, non-citizens in New Jersey already receive a tremendous amount of assistance from taxpayers in the state. They receive a free K-12 education. They have been granted in-state tuition rates, which is a discount of up to half of our college tuition, and in our public institutions. And don't forget, non-citizens are eligible for every financial aid program that our public universities and colleges have and our private universities and colleges have. Right? If Rutgers wants to give a scholarship or financial aid to a non-citizen, they're free to do that. They're free to jack up tuition on citizens to create a fund to do that if Rutgers wants to. That's another discussion for another day, but that's the law. That's the state of things. Non-citizens are eligible for financial aid in so many ways already. This is just another pot to subsidize non-citizens and take away from the citizens in the state. Most people I know, Madam Speaker, most people in New Jersey, most people in this country think that and expect that citizenship means something. And unfortunately, increasingly, it seems that's not the case. New Jerseyans have an extraordinarily compassionate heart. We live in a compassionate state. As we described, we're here to help educate every child K through 12, and even children past 12th grade, regardless of their citizenship status. But a compassionate people also respects the rule of law. Compassionate people also understand what's right.
Stay on the bill.
I am on the bill, Madam Speaker. I'm talking about treating citizenship appropriately. I'm talking about respecting people who actually respect our laws and obey our laws. And so I think that it's high time for someone in this chamber to stand up for those people who do obey our laws, who do the right thing, who work hard and play by the rules and get up every morning and just want a fair shake from their government. And they're tired of subsidizing people who break the rules and who continually want more and more and more. Madam Speaker, today I stand up for those people who respect our laws, who are citizens of this state, citizens of this country, and I'm going to be voting no.